Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna do a really neutral kind of eye and a bold lip with pretty glowy skin. I'm gonna try and switch up the products that I normally use. We'll see how that goes. I'm getting ready to go out for sushi, so I figured I would sit down, do my makeup, and just have fun and play. So, oh, there's a car. Alright, so let's get started. First off, I just want to let you know what I used for my skincare today because I feel like my skin looks pretty good. First thing that I used for my skincare today is the Fresh Rose Deep Hydration Face Serum. I bought this from Sephora during the VIP sale and I've been really liking it recently. It makes my skin feel super hydrated and I can notice even the complexion of my skin is a little bit better. And then I used the Virgin Marula Luxury Facial Oil from Drunk Elephant. This is just one of their little sample sizes that come with a kit. And I've been using this the past couple of days and my skin just feels so nice. And I think it's a really good base for makeup because it gets a tiny bit tacky. For primer, I'm going to use the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer in Radiance with hyaluronic acid. I've used this a few times and I like it. It's a little bit silicone-y feeling. I don't really mind that, but just if you don't like things like that, just be aware. It doesn't give you an overwhelming amount of sheen or glow. I think it's just a nice healthy glow from within. So for foundation, I'm actually going to use something different. I'm not going to use my Marc Jacobs foundation. Oh my god. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. If you're new to my channel, this foundation used to be my shit, and the Marc Jacobs one has actually been my favorite recently for the coverage and the fact that I can sheer it out with some face illuminator or moisturizer or whatever. I can literally do anything with that foundation, and I feel like it doesn't get weird, it doesn't get cakey or patch up anywhere. It's literally just been my perfect foundation. I am in the shade 203. Just make sure when you have this to shake it up because it is quite liquidy. And I just want to apologize right now. My voice does sound a little bit deeper because I think I'm getting kind of sick. And I don't know, it kind of hurts to speak at normal volume right now. But I wanted to get a video up because I've been pretty consistent recently and I really don't want to miss a week. Obviously, this foundation does not have the same amount of coverage as the Marc Jacobs one that I'm used to, but for a drugstore and a dewy kind of finish, I would say it has anywhere from light to medium coverage, and you could definitely build it up. For concealer, I want to switch it up. So I think I'm going to go in with the NARS Creamy Concealer. This is in the shade Chantilly Light 1, but this is actually super light. So first, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. Rewind? Did I say that weird? This is pretty light, but it doesn't have a ton of coverage. So I'm just kind of putting it where I normally put my concealer. This concealer has a really good formula. I just wish that they would put it in a packaging like this and not this sponge applicator. To me, I just feel like it's really annoying and not a lot of product comes out the way that you want it to. And this is one of those concealers that you can let dry down a little bit and it'll give you a tiny bit more coverage. Alright, so all that concealer is blended out. I'm going to now take the NARS Creamy Concealer and I'm just going to put it right in the inner part, kind of by my nose, because this is where I want my most brightness. I feel like it just makes everyone look so awake. And then anywhere else where I feel like I need a little bit more coverage, maybe just a little bit on my chin and then on my forehead, because I really like those places to be nice and bright. And then I'll end up putting this on my eyes as well, just as an eyeshadow primer. I don't normally use normal eyelid primers, just concealer for me is fine. With all that blended out, I'm now going to go in with actually another cream product. This is, or liquid product. This is the Glossier Cloud Paint in Dusk. I've used this quite a bit, and this is actually like really full still. You only need a little bit with this, and the way that I use it is I'll take out about that much, which even that might be a little bit too much, but then I'll take the butt end of my beauty blender and I'll kind of blend it out a little bit more evenly on my sponge, so it's not just like a intense amount of product. Take the hair off, that's probably from my dog or my cat, and I kind of just pounce it naturally where I feel like a flush should be. So like around my cheekbone, and normally I'll like take it up the side and then into my forehead just so everything kind of blends nicely and seamlessly. I'm just gonna take some on my nose. I really like to put blush on my nose. I really don't know why. I've always loved it. I feel like especially in the summertime it looks like you got a little burnt, and then adding highlight over top of all of this, it just looks like you're nice and sun-kissed. So next I'm going to take my damp beauty blender with the side that already has product on it. That was my cat. And I'm actually going to mix two powders together when I set my under eyes. I'm going to use the shade Fair Light and then the shade Fair. The one is a little bit more like white and brightening, and then the other one is a more yellow based powder, which sometimes I feel like for me is too yellow. So I'm going to mix the two and hopefully they create like a nice balanced bright under eye, but like nothing that's going to be too shocking. I say lightly, but like now I'm full on baking. I'm really trying to do different kinds of styles of makeup so I don't bore myself or people that watch me, but I'm like so used to doing things a certain way. I just feel like it's so hard to step out of your comfort zone at times, but I really want to push myself and do something different here and there so nothing is too repetitive, especially with products. So I'm kind of baking, but not as much as I really would. Basically just patting it in with this damp beauty blender. I'm gonna wipe this away after I do my eyeshadow, but I want it to sit for a bit. And I basically just kind of did it in an upside down triangle, but not going as far out as I normally do. But I definitely do have to set my smile lines. Alright, so I set my eyelids just with like a white eyeshadow. I always do this if I don't set my eye primer or my concealer that I use. It creases so bad and I just feel like you can see the veins in my eyes a little bit more. This just gives me a nice blank canvas and I can literally do any eyeshadow look that I want and not have to worry about creasing, gross eye veins. You know the deal. This is gonna be probably the most simple part of this whole look. We're gonna keep the eyes pretty neutral. So I'm going to take the Dare to Create Morphe palette to the 39A, and I'm going to take a bunch of these kind of transition shades that are in the center. So I'm gonna dip my finger into that purple eyeshadow. I'm gonna take these two shades right here. This one is like super peachy and warm, and then this one has a little bit more of a neutral base to it. So we're gonna throw those in the crease and blend them out really nicely. And I'm gonna do that by taking a Morphe M441. This is just a really nice blending brush. This doesn't have to be super neat. Just throw it in the crease and blend it out. I'm starting off with that more peachy warm tone color first, and then I'll go into the next one that I showed. It's so nice to be able to sit here and just do makeup and have a therapeutic filming session. This week at work was kind of rough, a little bit stressful for me, and I don't know, sometimes you just have a really hard week, and this week was one of them. I had the best time ever Saturday at the BTS concert, and then I just felt like my fun was cut short. I just had a rough week at work, simply. As I said, everyone has rough times, and this week just like wasn't it for me. I really hated it. So for me to be able to sit down and do this is really cool. So where was I? I got a little bit sidetracked there. Okay, so this is like literally all I'm gonna do for the top eyelid area. Let's wipe away any of this excess powder. Anywhere else that I put it, just making sure that nothing is gonna look too cakey. Now what I'm gonna do with some more powder is not put too much on my brush, and then like right under where I put that blush, that's where I'm gonna set the majority of it. And then just lightly everywhere else. So I'm not trying to set it too much to get rid of my glow, but just enough that I know that it's not gonna slip and slide everywhere, because that is my main concern. Alright, so that is literally it for setting powder. Let's move on to some bronzer. This is the fun part. I'm going to start with Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer. This is their Baked Luminous Glow bronzer in the shade Sweet Tea. It looks like this. It's kind of split in two sections, and I kind of just rub it all around there. I tapped off some of the excess. I'm just going to bronze. Bronze, bronze, bronze. Because I kind of want to feel like I just came back from vacation, even though my next vacation is nowhere to be found. No, I'm kidding. I have a lot of trips planned. I'm excited. Next, we're going to contour slightly. This is the Marc Jacobs Tantastic Omega Bronze. Looks like this. It smells like coconuts. It's just a really beautiful shade. It just smells like vacation. I'm taking this on an angled brush, tapping off some of the excess because I don't want it to be like too much. And I'm just sweeping back because I just want to look a little bit chiseled in this area. I have a potato face, so us potato face girls, we embrace it, we love it, it's fine. But sometimes you want to look snatched, you know? You want to look snatched like everybody else. Alright, so let's do blush now. I am actually gonna take some eyeshadows for my blush today. I know, crazy. I'm gonna take the ColourPop eyeshadow in the shade Come and Get It. And I'm gonna just literally go like this with my brush. Did I make a grave mistake? I don't believe so. I think that looks really pretty. Okay, cool. I feel like even this eyeshadow called Wait For It by ColourPop would be cool as a blush as well, but I feel like I already kind of went overboard with that. So we're just gonna leave it there. Before we do anything else, I'm gonna finish up the lower lash line of my eyes and just use the same two eyeshadows that I used for the top on the bottom. Just taking this kind of like a fluffier packing brush from Real Techniques, and I'm actually dipping into these two shadows I used for the top at the same time, and I'm just gonna lightly fluff over the bottom lash line. Alright, so let's do brows. Let's get that out of the way because honestly it's the most boring part to me. I actually haven't shown how I've been doing my brows on camera in like detail, so I guess I'll kind of do that right now. All I do is the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in Taupe. I start off with this and an angled brush. This one is from Zoeva. It's the wing liner brush, but I use it for my eyebrows. And I have to get super up close for this, but literally for the majority of the brow, I'm just gonna fill in with this powder. And I'm just trying to make the bottom part of the eyebrow straighter, but still kind of keep an arch, just so it lifts up my eye and doesn't totally sag it down. And then building up the product at the tail end is super important because I want a nice fade and it to look as natural as possible, even though I'm basically drawing on a whole new eyebrow. And then I just start to slowly flick the powder up at the front of the brow to kind of give that nice fade. Honestly, that's the biggest tip, I think, for not having super blocky brows, especially if you want them to look like bushy, that like Glossier model type of eyebrow. Alright, so this is like the about shape that I kind of want, so I'm going to do the other one. I kind of have to do different things for each eyebrow. The one has too much of an arch, and then the other one doesn't really have an arch at all, so I kind of have to make a little bit of a new one, just because I do want it a little bit straight, but right over in this area I kind of want it to curve a little bit up. I don't know if any of this is making sense. I hope it does. And then there's some hairs missing in this eyebrow, so I kind of just flick up the powder just to kind of build in that hair-like kind of texture, like when you're looking straight on. Alright, so basically I have the shape that I desire with that brow powder, and I'm going to take the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in the shade Brunette. This is kind of like the Anastasia Brow Wiz. It basically is the Brow Wiz, but all I'm going to do with this is kind of make a little bit more of a defined line underneath my brow. I don't use it anywhere else, literally just underneath my brow, and that's it. Because if I go up and I try and make them a little bit more defined on the top, it starts to look boxy, and I want them to look feathery on the top, which is where the Glossier Boy Brow comes in. So that is the best product ever, this Glossier Boy Brow. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I don't think I would know what to do with myself if I ever didn't have that. Finishing touch to the eyebrows is Glossier Boy Brow, as I said, and my shade is the shade Brown. Sorry, I'm blind. I could not see that tiny font. If you want those like Instagram, oh my god, I'm so natural, fluffy brows, this is literally the secret weapon to those. I just feel like, look at the difference in those brows. I mean, I see it. I don't know if you see it, but I think it looks bomb. Not to gas myself up or anything, but like, I've come a long way for these brows. I don't wax them. I hardly ever tweeze them. I literally just let the brows go and do literally whatever they want to do. I'm scared of doing my brows now. I would never wax them because I'd break out. And last time I got my brows waxed, I was probably 8th grade, maybe beginning of high school. And I remember it was before a dance maybe, so maybe it was 8th grade. But basically my whole eyebrow got waxed off, and I was left with little tiny pencil eyebrows, and that's just not it. So I just don't let anyone touch them. Oh, Maybelline Lash Sensational. I don't think I have to say that anymore, do I? It's like, the day I don't use this, like, be concerned for me, because there's probably something wrong. Or maybe there is actually something better out there and I'm just not sure yet. Oh yeah, so I posted my BTS vlog, which was my last video, the Tuesday right after that I went, because I went on Saturday to day one of MetLife. It's getting a decent amount of views. Like, I mean, compared to people with like millions of subscribers, it's like nothing, but I cannot believe that like at this moment in time there's like 4,000 views on that video. That's crazy. That's a lot to me, especially with only having like below 100 subscribers. But yeah, the concert was so amazing. It was seriously one of the best concerts I've ever been to, and I'm not just saying that because I'm obsessed with BTS. I like genuinely speechless. Alright, so let's do a highlighter. This is Flexitarian by ColourPop. I'm gonna start by patting it on my cheeks with my finger, smacking myself in the face to get that blend, and kind of taking it up and around my eyebrow. That C formation, as the kids like to say. So this is just gonna be my base for my highlighter, because I want it to be literally poppin'. So let's do this. If you can hear the sound of your skin being abused under your finger, you're doing it the right way. Alright, I'm gonna put some under my brow. on the brow bone. Let's do a little bit of that. I literally am annoying in the inner corners. Beautiful. This is an oldie, but a goodie. This is Miss Champagne Pop from Becca. This is like literally the OG highlighter for me. I love it so much. I just haven't used it in so long. It's crazy. Put that on. Dang. I forgot how pretty this is. She really is the OG. Now let's do the moment we've all been waiting for, the bold lip. I'm gonna take a Maybelline bold lipstick. 805, this is Orange Danger. So pretty. I love this. I used to wear this a lot in beauty school, but I kind of forgot about it and I was going through my lip drawer and this was in here. So pretty. I love this. Let's set the face with Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. And this is the finished look. A nice, simple eye, bold lip to make people think that you have everything put together in your life when you really don't. Me. And this lipstick actually kind of makes my teeth look whiter, which is nice. Because sometimes I feel like orangey reds or just kind of like orange lipsticks make your teeth a little bit yellow, and this one does not. So thank you so much, Maybelline. So yeah, this is the finished look. I really hope that you liked it. I enjoyed making this video as always, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.